This is the second golem. Hear that? It's a lot slower. This one was designed by Nurgle Bunny. I'll give him credit for this one. Nurgle Bunny had a iron golem made invincible with a permanent poison on him. So he's forever poisoned, will be forever dying. And that's why he's like dying slowly. Okay, Zentrium Corporation. Very well done. This was going to be an outdoor building. And what I mean by that was you were going to be able to see the building from outside. Now, I'll show you outside later on, as we go along. But yeah. Okay, right, okay. I'm still in game mode, aren't I? Get myself back. I don't appear to be cheating. Okay. Welcome to the Zentrium Corporation. All visitors must sign in. We can hear the doors again. The doors opening and closing. It's the proximity devices again. If nobody ever noticed, Dr. Kate. We are on full alert, the whole building is in a state of emergency. It doesn't matter what she says, the whole link is Dr. Kate. Katie was the child that sent you the letter in Wintertide. That was Dr. Kate. There's your first Wintertide link. Okay, let's have a look around here. Yeah, and as I was saying about this building, you were going to be able to view it from the outside, and because of that, the whole walls are double thick, so it's stone on the outside and wood on the interior. Oh, silverfish. Very good. Yep, see, double thickness walls. In fact, a lot of the buildings in Chronotide are double thickness to allow me to get away with the designs I've done. Whoa. Yep, it still freaks me out, even when I see the villagers spawn in and out. The villagers spawn in and out, by the way, and we'll see if we can find any more. If we see one, I'll talk about that. Oh, you're not going to hold the door open? Thank you very much. In here. Ah, yes, Wintertide Lost by Professor Kevin. Kevin was another child at the Wintertide village. He says that Wintertide's lost. There's been a dark force that's driven them all insane. The occult room. There we go, a villager. Haha. Just nicely timed. He's actually on a spawner. He has 0 health. I think he has 2 ticks of a death time. So he's actually, he dies for 2 ticks. That's why he stays around for a bit. I've put a potion effect on him. I think this one is fire protection potion. Just to give him the swirly glows. I'll have that. We'll take that. Locked down by Professor Ryan. Ryan again is another one of the children. Or another one of the names, I should say, of the children from Wintertide. And oh god, they do spawn in just out the corner of your eye, don't they? It's weird. Strange playing this. My favourite. Excuse me a minute. While I just get carried away. In the mood. Oh, I love Meadow High. It's fantastic. Anyway, onwards. So they say that the time vault's locked down. This is the time vault, and you can't get in. So we need to find another way. So we'll go across here. Sorry. Okay, life form observation, a mortuary. And they say the test subjects by Dr. Miggins. And if you remember, there was a Miggins who owned the cake shop in Wintertide. I have no idea how it happened, but the bars to the test subject cages have been broken. The test subjects are free. Dun dun dun. Cue spooky music, and since I'm greedy, I shall take all of it. And yes, I know I can shift click. And yes, oh god, why does that happen? Okay. And I'm gonna shift click some armor onto me, I think. There we go, it's a lot better. Ugh, I'm fully equipped now. I feel like a king. Again, this is similar styling to the laboratories in Wintertide. In this room. And this is where all the test subjects have been held in their cages. And the Zentrium Corporation. Subject Z, cause of death, overload. Subject X, cause of death, Wintertide effect. Frostbite then. Insanity, suicide, neural overload, and rejected host spirit. So this place already dealing with the occult and life force entrapment. We already know it's not that nice a place. Feeding time by feed. Don't think he was a character in Wintertide, was he? No. Take my arm and my leg. You must be hungry, my pretty friends. Obviously, he's quite fond of the creatures that are kept in the cages and wants to give them some food. Probably the bones in the chest there are his, from his limbs. Very nice. Okay. So we need to go upstairs then. The only place to go. Villager again. So to the study. Now the study actually doesn't have anything in here apart from aesthetics. I didn't place anything. There are a few spawners around this area that will spawn in villages, but when I'm designing a building there, I can't place everything in every room. Players will get bored immediately, so this is why there's a sort of a billiard table here with the light over the billiard table and a cake. Well, why not? Why not a cake? Ah, more regeneration potions. And this is the other one as well here. Cordial potion. You'll see lots of these no effect potions. There's a list of potions on the wiki that don't actually have an effect and they're not used in the game. But for role-playing purposes, instead of just having bottles of water, we can have a cordial or a sparkling. It makes a bit of a difference. And some food. Lucky. Oh yes. What the heck was that noise? So much laughter. Death has come for us. Aren't we lucky? A phrase that I'm trying to think of the film. Bad Taste. If you've seen that. It's a Peter Jackson film. It's one of his first ones. It's about an alien invasion. And all the aliens, well, they all take it in turns to vomit in a bowl. And then once they've all vomited in a bowl, they all take it in turns to drink from it. And the lead alien says, "Aren't I lucky? I got a chunky bit." And that's where that line came from. So there you go. Oh, two at once. Bloody hell. Autopsy and observation. This bit here, this is, I wanted to get that Dr. Frankenstein Victorian kind of feel to it, that you know, this is what they used to do. They used to have these wooden benches and blokes in top hats used to sit here eagerly watching autopsies. That's what I was kind of looking for here. I think it's not too bad actually. Yeah. Of course they would just burn the bits of bodies. That's why there's only rotting flesh and bones around here. Golden sword, that would be for his operating, I guess, and that's Dr. Morton. You remember there was a reverend called Morton in Wintertide. He held the cauldron. They are watching me, must perform autopsy. But those intestines look so delicious. Must eat. Eat! Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, the silverfish are just here. There's a false ceiling. We can see, ooh, another villager. This section here, there's a bit of a false area. You see, I'm going up now. All that there, and that's just filled with silverfish. Okay, right. So, what do we have here? Some kind of a portal that's still giving off some kind of energy as well. Yeah, I don't know if people noticed, I had used this quite a bit, this energy field, and if I, just for the sake of telling you guys what this is, I'll just change my game mode and then we'll knock through, and there you go. That's all it is. A couple of ender chests. Just sit behind it. The ender chests have that effect on them all the time, so you may as well hide something behind them, and then it gives that effect that something is still giving off that residual energy. Get myself back in there. Okay, so obviously that's a bit weird, and this looks a bit smashed up, and there's a ruddy great hole in the roof. He's not helping much, he just keeps disappearing. Okay, more cordial potions, flint and steel. Burn everything. And what's he say? Who is this, by the way? Who is actually telling me what I need to do? Ah, this is Dr. Amariel. And I remember Amariel was another one of the children in the village of Wintertide. He was the one who was having discussions about the bucket and the well. It's coming here, the darkness is breaking through the Wintertide communication portal. I fear we may be out of time. The warden of the Chrono Crystal has been informed, and he's presetting the crystal. Okay, so this is where you learn that something came out of this portal. This was the Wintertide communication portal. Something came out of it and left all this decay around and broke out of the roof. So, what was it? Blooming villagers. It's the darkness, I reckon. Okay, get the lever. The lever's done, I can put that away now. In fact, probably best I'll put that in there. I don't need that anymore. That's a bud switch. I've heard people ask how that one's done because you can't see the pistons. Well, the pistons are actually here. There. Oh, good grief, I keep switching in and out, don't I? The pistons are there. You can see it? So there's your piston there. You can't quite see it in this texture pack. And of course, all the wiring goes outside here to the bud switch. See, it's activated. Comes back under here, down under the ground to where all the silverfish are slugging away, and falls the block down, ready for you to find your note. Okay, so we have the key, don't we? Yes, we have the lever. Okay, switching back. Well, I either switch to creative mode and show you while it's on my mind, or I do it at the end and perhaps people have forgotten about it, or perhaps in my old age I might forget to tell you about something. So, okay, this is the time vault. Stick it on this blue lapis that I've... Stop it with the door. Stick it on this blue lapis that I've conveniently placed here as a marker. It's the same door, yes. It's the same proximity detectors setting the door on and off. Once I finish this level, I'll show you outside this place. And then we can have a look at the proximity detectors. Okay. Beautiful. See, this is more of the Wintertide laboratory effect, and if you have a look here, just a little glimmer of power coming through. Ender chests underneath, just to give it a bit of a glow. And in the time portal itself, in their experimental one. There we go. I think I've put them all the way around there, so that it's always glowing. Okay, right. Dr. Evelyn. You remember Evelyn Price in Wintertide, let a stranger stay in her spare room. This is not good. Something reached through the time portal so dark. Ha ha, ha 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 ha. I don't think she's meant to laugh like that somehow. Siri's tickling me. Perhaps not. Professor Apple. Remember, another Wintertide one. Professor Apple liked his furnace, lived in the pink house. Something is trying to breach our time portal. We have managed to shut it down, but it's still emanating residual power, which it is doing. Are we ready? Here we go. And which potions do we have? Instant health, regeneration, regeneration. Okay. Here we go. Oh, the ghast spawners. It's just a bud switch, that's all it is. It's a bud switch, it sits behind the pumpkin, nothing more. And now I have to fight my way out. I've got the energy core. Go away, you little monkeys. That's right. What do we have in here? Zombies. And the Skelly Bob. Aha, I see you. There you go, take that. They're actually wired to spawn in through there. That's a dispenser. It's a hyper spawner. One of, I think, I can't remember who was it who designed the hyper spawner. Was it Ether or Seth? One of those guys, they developed the hyper spawner. You basically put a pressure plate on top of a fence post at the side of a dispenser. And then when the monsters spawn, they fall through the pressure plate, which then activate the dispenser again. Right, at this point, I would be going this way, but I'm not. Well, you see, I've got everything now, haven't I? I've done this area, which means then, we'll use our imagination again, I would be going up there, but if you can imagine, I'm now Clark Kent, trying to strip off, only to find out I've still got my gimp mask and leather pants on underneath instead of my Superman clothes, and then he finds the correct clothing. Right. This is Zentrium. Of course it actually says Zentrium straight down the front. So this was actually you were actually going to see this building from the outside, hence the glowstone underneath the name, etc. Instead, I encapsulated the building in how to describe it, as a time pocket. When a time pocket's created, all time pockets are just surrounded by obsidian. It's called the darkness, or whatever you want to think it's called. The boundaries of each time dimension are surrounded by obsidian, so that you cannot pass it and that nothing can get to you. the Zentrium Corporation is actually on the bottom layer of the nether, or should I say my nether. My nether is being changed to a mushroom biome, so you don't get any normal mobs spawning in here. It's also layered. Hello. It's also layered as well, so this is the bottom layer. Up here, which are other sections that we'll be going to, that's the sewers and the cemetery, and then up above here we have Wintertide, the theatre, and then at the very top we have the Bank Street and University Street. So we have different layers inside of the nether. The next thing to really describe, before I describe any of this, is portal travel. How do I get them to link up? Now, Generic B did a great guide. Again, Tom pointed this guide out to me because I could remember using a guide ages ago when I was first designing this map, and it shows you, describes how to align your nether portals up so that you can use multiple nether portals and they will line up, they synchronize. So I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Save me trying to describe it, but it's a good guide. It's worth having a look at. See, I put the spawners at the side of the building, so they have a chance. These are the villager spawners, by the way, sorry about that. And these all spawn in at 0 health. Now, they have a chance obviously of spawning out here, or they can spawn inside. If they spawn out here, all the player hears is them breaking their legs as they fall to the floor, but they're already dead anyway. Now, positional data. When a villager spawns, they spawn inside one of these tanks of lava, which then they stand on a pressure plate and then opens up a door, or whatever the effect is that I've got them doing. That's how I've used them for this area, the proximity detectors. Now, originally, when positional data came out, you could spawn your villagers on this side of the building and then get the position data, so the spawners were over there, but they would spawn over here inside this tank. And this is why this is here, because there was a ghost effect. And there's another video I have which shows the haunted corridor and how you can get ghosts to appear to go through the corridor. But that effect then got removed in the next snapshot, so this is old technology that's still sat around, but it's still working, so I'm okay with that. This here, this of course is the gas screamer. It's a box of cactus basically with a rapid dispenser. If you stand on a dispenser, should I show you that bit? Yeah, why not? I'll give you an idea. Okay, let me do this then. Let me just change the game mode. I'm already in the game mode, aren't I? Okay, let me get my bits and pieces into my survival chest and give me a little bit of room here. Okay, so we need the blocks. I'll work with stone, shall I? And then we need repeaters, redstone, torch, and a pressure plate. Okay, because I know that people like these screamers for whatever reason. I think you're nuts if you like them. Right, block, pressure plate. Okay, there's a block and a pressure plate. That's it. That's all you need. Okay, I'm lying. You need a torch. Okay, there you go. Still lying, aren't I? I know. You know that too. I'm trying to remember the design. Do you know what? I failed. I failed. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Right. Okay, I've got it. redstone, repeater. And then redstone going back up. Okay, so this is where we will need a dispenser. Placing your dispenser on top of this little torchy poos here, this way. Okay, and then we're going to put a torch there. I'll make that a 3 tick, that should do it. So that's your design. Block with a pressure plate, torch underneath the dispenser, blah de blah, blah de blah de blah. I'm not Seth Bling and I can't describe them perfectly. You guys go away. What it means is, while ever I am stood on this pressure plate, it will always dispense. Fill that with 250 ghasts, it will dispense them. Thankfully for you, my design only has about 10 ghasts in there. It's about 9 or 10. So there you go. That's the idea. And of course, I've spawned them into blocks or whatever you fancy. Really, it's up to you. Yeah. Shall we try it? No, best not. Okay. This'll ruin the other. If I've got ghasts flying everywhere, it'll ruin everything. You know it. Okay, well I think that's this area done. So I think if I do my Superman Clark Kent get mass combination thing, I can just quickly get rid of all this stuff again and go back to game mode survival. Okay, oh, silverfish seem to have increased in their numbers, which is typical. Right, let's go down here and let's get back through the portal. By the way, if there's anything I've missed in these videos, let me know, and I'll try and rectify that for the upcoming ones. Hehehe, he's still going. He didn't turn off, did he, as I thought he would? Never mind. Time passes slower in the nether, or so they say. Right. Oh, derp. This is really long, isn't it? The reason why some of these go down and some of them go up, I think the 3 and the 9 position, they go up. The 6 position goes the lowest. It goes right down to the bottom. The Y coordinates of the portals have to match. So if you're wondering why they're all different at different levels, it's not because I built them on a different day or a different month. It's because the Y coordinates, which is the Z coordinate in every other game, but it's the Y coordinate in the Y coordinate in Minecraft, and they have to match. Zombies there are spawning with a velocity and a jump effect and a fire resistance effect on them. Wow. We've been here so long, it's powered 3 times this little area, look at this. Okay, where's my pumpkin? Or jack-o'-lantern, or energy core. In fact, I'll stick the energy core on. And because it's powered, it should switch. Go on, go over there. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Light it up. So, the idea is, when I came here and you put your pumpkin on here, there had to be some way of indicating which one you'd already done, and so hence this glowstone comes down into position. But if you also notice as well, these lights switch off. So once the vault's done, these 3 light blocks switch off. You see I haven't done any of the others. They're still on. This one's off because that's the 12 o'clock clock tower position, which I don't need to do. So you see, they're all still on. So that's the indicator to say whether you can. There's a dispenser underneath the wire in here, which dispenses a little bit of XP for you. That whole contraption needs a video of its own, because it's much like a CTM monument, victory monument, or whatever you want to call them. What can you call them if you can't call them a victory triumph? A monument of triumph, that's what we've been calling it in the Lost CTM. So it's a monument of triumph, but this one's redstone activated. So I think this might go into a video of its own. Right, well, I think I've bored you enough for this episode. Tune in again, if I've not already made your ears bleed. Thanks for listening. I've been Vlad. You've been great. Peace. Oh god, that sounded crap, didn't it? See you later, guys.